You're just gonna walk into my room. I hate how you assume there will always be a place for you by my side, day or night. You know that it's killing me. Why do you always leave? It's not right. We don't fight, but I know what you've been through.
So today we're doing a tutorial on how to make your own AMV or edit of any kind. This can be done with like not just AMVs and stuff. Of course, you can do it with like pretty much any like filmmaking or whatever you're trying to make the video for. So first thing you want to do is pick out the song you want to use for your video. This is probably by far the most important part, because in order for your video to like flow well in the first place, it needs the video to match the song you're using. So after you've picked out what song, I assume you already have a song you want to use for this, you want to listen to the song, of course, but what I mean is like try to like imagine all the different scenes that will flow together in that song, or like kind of like a movie, but like pick what parts of the song you want to fit. Like, it's a bit weird to explain, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So once you've listened to the song, you want to choose the clips you want for the song. So you can either download the episode or clips, whatever you're using for the video, and you find that. So as you can see, my theme for this song I'm using is going to revolve around like pretty much Sasuke and all the people, like some of the people and things that happened in his life or whatever. So I have about like 10 episodes. I might end up adding more, or I might find some from the movies, you know, Baruto or whatever. Alright, so now that you have your clips, you have your song, and you know somewhat what you want to do with the video. Maybe you don't. What you want to do is turn down the sound from the videos you chose. So you want to make sure it's not louder than the effect of the music that you're using in the video. And once you've done that, what you want to do next is render the clips you've chosen for the video. Now this part can take a long time depending on your computer and like what parts of the clips you want to use, or if you want to have it be long. Like, I prefer to download whole episodes, so it's just easier. So now that you have rendered every clip in your video, the next thing you want to do is, of course, once you listen to the song and you know the tone of what you're going for, you want to find those parts in your video and choose. Now, assuming you know what parts in video you want to make cuts, you want to make the cuts in the video like to and from in a general area, or just make a cut at the beginning of the scene you want to use, and then put one like at like where it ends. And once you do that, you should have quite a few cuts from now and at the end of it. Once you do that, what you want to do is delete the rest of the video on the outside of those cuts that you know you just won't be using in general. If you think you might, then just save them for later, I guess. That would probably be the thing to do. Now, the parts you want to choose, depending on the song, you want to make sure they're not, awkward, and you want to make sure they fit nicely with the song. So a good way to choose is to, or just to see, is to drag it over the song and just play it and see if it works well. Now, once you have done this, like with a significant amount of clips, you want to like shorten those clips to fit in specific spots. For example, in the beginning, I have a few walking scenes but no action because it's sort of like a build up to that part. And you want to make sure the clips are short, so it's more interesting and not just a playthrough of like the whole episode or whatever you're using for it. So you want to make it interesting by doing that. Okay, so once you have a number of clips for your build up, what you want to do to make it interesting is make sure the clips don't drag out very long. You want to make sure they're not like very long, or at least go with the music basically. So now that you have the idea of how you want them to fit, what you want to do is cut them according to like where the music stops. Like, so you're listening to the song, so you want to see like in that song where certain scenes would start. So maybe there's like a beat going to it and you want to like cut at those beats. Okay, now for this part, I'm going to cut all this footage down to match with the music, while not dragging the clips out unnecessarily long and making it sort of like a build-up. So keep in mind that these are only cuts at the moment. Nothing else has been done, just the cuts. Also, the key to matching the video exactly with music is pretty much you can zoom in really close to the audio and make sure you get the clip in the perfect spot. For this, you can use the scroll button to go frame by frame, which is also pretty useful, or I'm just going to do which is also pretty useful, or you can just line it up with the bump in the like audio section. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to line all the clips up that I have and make sure they're not very long, match it up with the music, how I described, and I'll be right back. Now, over here, I know it looks like a bunch of random small cuts and it's like, well, what just happened? So what you want to do is like, once you match the video, there's sort of like a slow like flow as well. There's like a flow, so you would have listened to the song a few times. Also, one thing I did, which I didn't really talk about, is these small transitions in these. It's like a beat in the song. It's called a additive dissolve. It comes with Premiere Pro. I did it with a few of these clips right here. Pretty much in the clip, you make a cut, you change the color correction, and then you put the transition in between those parts, like where the beat is in the video. And it makes the clip look a lot like cooler. Okay, other than that, all these clips are simple cuts just at certain parts in the video that were dragged from the episodes I gathered. So what you have now is a video with purely cuts just matching up with the music and keeping it short. But it seems something might be missing. So now once you have your base video, you want to go into the next big step, which are these special transitions I have. I'll leave a video link to where I also describe them in the description, but I'll tell you how to do them here. It's pretty simple. So once you have the presets downloaded, which are free, you want to grab an adjustment layer and look at the presets of the transition. You might want to look how many frames you need for each of the presets. So if it requires 20, then you want to have 10 on each side. If it's 12, you want to have 6 on each side because it's even. So what you want to do is cut the adjustment layer 12 frames long, and then under the adjustment layer you want to cut the video as well. And you want to add it's called base preset. I don't know why I keep saying preset, but it's called preset. Add that to the parts of the video and add the transition over that, so it'll be on the adjustment layer. So this is what it should look like once you have that. Okay, now, so another effect I did, which I talked about earlier, is the additive dissolve, which is a transition. I use it as like, it's pretty much a slow of like flash to another clip, like it goes bright for a second, then it goes to the next one, which is a bass transition already in Premiere Pro, so you don't have to download anything, but it adds a bit more like taste to the video, I guess you could say. And you can add these throughout to make it flow better for certain scenes. Like, you don't want to overuse it. But once you have the transitions, you have the video set up, you have that pretty much done. This is like literally like most of what is done in the video. So you're at this point, you're pretty much almost done with the video, and anything else you add is like a bit extra, but it's always good to, you know, add your own touch to it. So once the transitions are done, sometimes the site where you get it from has like a little logo in the top. It might look a little awkward. What you can do is either put like a black bar over it, or you can blur it out. I'll try to like blur it out, but I might end up changing it to black bars later. I probably will, but that's just how you do that. Now, just to show you truly how like easy this process is, I'm gonna take a random clip, like literally just a random clip, and put it over any part. Well, I'm gonna put it over a part in the video, in the music, where you can line it up. And as you can see, it doesn't exactly fit because, you know, it's a random part, but you can see how easy it is just to set like basic clips for music in general, once you have like an idea of what you want to do.
But I know what you've been through.
Now, once you're done with that, your video has transitions, you have the edits in the video, the cuts I mean. What you can do is add color correction. You can either do it here in Premiere or After Effects, which I prefer to use because it has more options. And once you've done the transitions and color correction, you want to watch over your video, adjusting the clips and video until what you think you have is perfect. So also, some of the clips I use are from my other videos, so they already have cuts and transitions in them, like in the video itself. So if you want me to make a video on how to do audio, it's a bit of a different process, but for this I would just recommend either muting the clips entirely, or not, like don't make the music lower than the actual video. So you want to have the sound of the video itself, you want it lower than the music. And yeah,
You're just gonna walk into my room. I hate how you assume there will always be a place for you by my side, day or night.
Itachi, just promise me this.
You know that it's killing me.
That you'll take care of Sasuke.
It's not right.
I just...
We don't fight.
We already know.
But
Itachi.
I know what you've been through. Cause I know you're on the run. Cause you are the only one.
so that's pretty much my entire process of making a video. If you have any questions or think I missed anything, make sure you let me know and leave a like on these videos. Be sure to subscribe and let me know if you want me to do any tutorials. Also, feel free to ask questions. So, thanks for the feedback on the other tutorial. And yeah, I hope you enjoy.